Guys, we're coming to you live with Mantequilla Lopez and middleweight contender Vito Mielnicki Jr.
Affordable Dentures proudly presents Mantequilla Lopez.
There he is, the green M&M. And I tell you what, it wouldn't be a Friday afternoon without the counsel of our dear friend, Mantequilla Lopez. Adam, how art thou, brother?
What's going on, guys? Let's talk some boxing. Let's talk to my buddy.
Well, this is a reunion of sorts, isn't it?
This is a reunion,
yeah.
that's for sure.
Okay, guys, I'm going to give Vito the Lupe Contreras, right? Intro.
Yes.
Here he is. Guys, all the way from New Jersey, here is the incomparable white magic, Vito Mielnicki Jr. Woo!
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me on here. It's definitely a reunion with Mantequilla.
Yeah.
He knows a little bit about Jersey himself, so yeah, bringing Jersey to Texas now.
That's right. He was telling me when you guys almost went to go see the Bronx Bombers in Yankee Stadium, and your dad had to pull the plug on that field trip.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
Oh, Chingal. I tell you what, and look, what stays in the gym, what happens in the gym stays in the gym, and that's something that we all abide by. But I will say this, Vito. We came up to do some PR work for Team Morrell last week and to help out with some video stuff. And we stopped by to say hello to our dear friend and record some stuff with Ronnie Shields. And I can't even begin to imagine how you get used to this ever. Your dad is a character, and we all love Vito Sr. He's a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
But man, how do you even begin to get used to that? It's like this guy in the ring. And now obviously it's in good work. You're just trying to work. But this guy's trying to take your hat off, and he's going to remain nameless. And your dad is just bludgeoning him with verbal assaults, one after the other. And he's like, hey, would you wake up at the wrong side of the bed this morning? Hey, we came out here to try and get some work in. And hey, don't let my son do that to you. What, you're going to let him do that to you? A scrawny white kid? You're going to let him do that to you? Dude, and he's just drilling him. And what are you thinking at the time? Or are you used to it after a lifetime, a good quarter century of this?
You gotta be used to it. It keeps it fun in the gym. Always lightens the mood for sure. He's always talking shit for sure. But yeah, he's one of a kind. Adam knows that.
I have no idea. It's not. It doesn't light up the mood. It just makes me upset. I just get mad. Most of the time he's talking shit to me. Jesus Christ, you're going to get beat out there. Just fucking yelling at me. What are you, retarded? Like, it's so bad. I hated it. I hated every minute of it. It's funny if he does it to somebody else, but then when he does it to you, it's just
you're getting grilled.
Yeah, you're getting destroyed. And then what are you going to do? Like, say something back? He's gonna berate you more. And he's just going to take it. Yeah. And then if you look bad and then you get upset, he's gonna go, "Oh, he's mad, and he starts laughing at you. And it's just,
Dude, that is awesome. I tell you what, yeah, your sparring partner that day. Well, he wasn't taking very kindly to it either. It
Yeah.
seemed like he was. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh shoot. I'll. Sorry about that, guys. Let me turn my ringer down real quick. Man, that's terrible. And here I'm getting on you, Adam,
yeah, come on,
for
Joseph, we're professional.
interruptions. Chinga. I'll tell you what, man. My apologies, guys. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, very good, guys. We're on borrowed time here with Vito. We had a little bit of a late start, so we're gonna go right into this.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
All right, let me get my here. Hold on. We'll start with number one, guys, and this is a fight that takes place tomorrow night on DAZN. And this is for you, Vito. Number one, fact or fiction, sir. Steve Nelson will pull off the upset by outpointing Diego Pacheco tomorrow evening on DAZN. Fact or fiction, sir?
I'd say fiction. I think Steve Nelson is a great fighter, but I think that this is the rise of Diego Pacheco. I think he starts to really put his name and stamp it as a 168-pound, contender, and this is his next step will be for a world title.
Wow. I tell you what, do you see him fighting the Cinnamon Boy anytime soon?
No.
No, not yet.
Yeah. You think it's going to be the Beck Bullies of the world until he gets a title opportunity?
Oh,
yeah,
you
I think he's got he's got a few more steps obviously till Canelo. I think you got to earn that shot at Canelo. A little more. I think Adam agrees with me on that.
crazy about Berlanga got it though, because Berlanga isn't as too far ahead of Pacheco if you really think about it.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that
it's
was
because
a
the sell how that
business
fight sold.
decision. Yeah, that's a business decision because Berlanga has a nice little following on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously, and that's how Jaime Munguia got the fight as well. He's very popular in Mexico. But come on, guys, because let's just put this into perspective, right?
Yes.
Christian Mbili, this guy seems to be on the cusp of getting a title opportunity, but he couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night. Let's just be honest, guys.
Yeah, but
That's the way that works.
No.
And speaking of Canelo, let's give this one to Adam. Fact or fiction, Adam?
Yeah.
If David Benavidez had petitioned for a fight with Canelo in private, we would have already seen this fight by now. Fact or fiction?
Maybe. I mean, he has to kiss the ring, and that's what Canelo wants. So, I mean, probably.
Well, this is what he said in Ring Magazine in the latest edition. And this is Canelo Alvarez's quote on David Benavidez, care of our brother G Funky Boxing. He said this, when somebody approaches you like that and calls you out like that, you don't need to give them money. End quote.
Yeah, true. See.
Yeah.
That's you know what, and I hate to say this, guys, but that's how the business is. Like Canelo doesn't need anybody.
No.
Like he's already proven it. He can sell pay-per-views with guys like Jaime Munguia and guys like
he
Edgar
could fight
Berlanga.
the wall. He could fight the wall and he'll sell out of an arena.
Yeah, he could shadow box and it still sell decently
Yeah.
because his fans, they're very loyal to him and they will
Definitely.
purchase anything with Canelo's name attached, even terrible tequila. Chingao.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, his fucking drink is shitty.
Yep.
The
It's terrible.
VMC, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, the carbonated drink.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's garbage.
Yeah, it's shit. But guess what? It's flying off the shelves right now because
He's making a
Canelo,
shit ton of money.
King Canelo has his name attached to it.
Vito, if you were to have to make a liquor, what kind of liquor would it be?
Man, I don't know. I don't even know.
Like, actually,
No. Look, he's Polish, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, then you've got to go to the potato. That's vodka, baby. Come on. Come on. That's vodka. Vito is vodka. You know what? And I think there is a vodka named Vito's, isn't it?
I don't know about that.
No, I don't know about that either. I don't drink, so I don't really know.
Vodka
But
named Vito's.
Well, look, no. I'm thinking of Tito's. My apologies. That's here from
Yeah,
Austin. Isn't it?
wrong.
Ah,
Yeah, that's Tito's.
Yeah.
My apologies. But guys, come on. That sounds beautiful.
I
Vito's
don't.
handmade
You would have to
vodka.
you'd have to rename it because it couldn't be Vito's because there's Tito's. It'd have to be something completely different.
The Mielnicki
okay.
special.
Well, now you might have to just go with the last name. The
Mielnicki's.
Mielnicki's, and then you'd have to put like established in like 1881 and just fake it the whole way. That's what you
Dude,
would have to
hey,
do.
look, just don't do that flavored foo-foo crap that everyone else is doing. Just go with the straight 11-time distilled, clean, pure vodka. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it,
you
guys.
couldn't do like a Ciroc because then they'd think that you're a sexual predator or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Like he did. Yeah.
Coming up on Factor 50. So you know that Terrence Crawford is going to be performing at this year's Super Bowl in halftime, right?
That when they did that on the UFC thing, right? Didn't they put him as Kendrick Lamar?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. And so, yeah, isn't he calling what's his face a pedophile predator?
Who?
Drake?
Yeah, Drake. Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, and what this has to do with boxing, I have no idea. But
It's
we're
a
moving
good
on.
question though. Okay, that's a fact and fiction in itself. Ask Vito that. Fact or
What?
fiction. Will Kendrick Lamar call Drake a certified pedophile at the Super Bowl? Fact or fiction?
If they allow, yeah, fact. I'll say fact because it's such a big hit.
Whoa. Dude, he said it. He took it to the bank, bro. All right, okay.
Woo! I tell you what, and here's another Factor Fiction special for Vito Mielnicki. Factor Fiction, sir. The Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on the Buffalo Bills in this year's Super Bowl. Factor Fiction.
Ooh. I'll say fact.
Wow. So you think
Take one.
third time's a charm for Buffalo beating the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think Buffalo beats the Chiefs, and I think that Eagles find a way to beat the high scoring Washington Commanders.
Wow, you really think it's gonna be high scoring?
I think
I don't
they're
know.
gonna, like I said, they're gonna find a way to beat the high score. I don't know if they're gonna. I
Jaden,
could see it being 20, 24, 20, 27, 24.
shit, I'm gonna call Matt Fleetwood
Wow.
right now and ask him his opinion.
Well, look, guys. If the Washington Redskins, and yes, I
Fact or
said
fiction?
Redskins.
Fact or fiction? Team Lopez will make it to the playoffs in next year's fantasy.
Bro, I
football.
make it to the finals every fucking year. What are you talking about?
So
Oh, I tell you what, guys.
I've won the first year that we ever did this when it was for no money, and then these high rollers every year. This fucking thing goes from $100 to $200 to $300 every year. It does this. I get to the
I'm in the
playoffs every
finals
year.
every year, Adam.
Huh?
I'm in the finals every year.
Yeah, because you know what it is, and I don't like it.
No.
But
We can
everybody
say it, Adam.
pushes
We
up
can
to
say
you,
it. His
and
dad
everybody gives
rigs
you
the
the
game.
craziest trade. It's the craziest thing ever. I hate
Nah,
it because then there's like, yeah, that's what happens. He's laughing because it knows that's what it is. Everybody trades
Not
him
at
like
all.
the best guys, and I'm like, why are they doing this? Do they want him to win that bad? And he's in the
Adam, how about
finals
when I
every
call
year.
you when you're at work?
Hmm?
How about when I call you to trade when you're at work?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna trade you. Come on, dude. Do you fucking want to win? Do you want? And it's a dog shit trade. It's a dog shit trade. He's doing what his dad does and trying to goat you and doing something stupid. And then like I did a great trade. I did an amazing trade this year. I gave somebody fucking garbage and I got back 4 players for 2. I got back Jade. I got Jaden, fucking Cam Akers, and no, not Cam Akers. J.K. Dobbins, and 2 other guys. It was a good fucking trade because Jaden Daniels was worth it, dude. Dude was
Yeah,
putting up 30 points a game. So I
for
mean,
sure.
it was worth it.
Well, I tell you
Definitely.
what, guys, this has to be the most interesting conversation that we've had on War Week
Fantasy
Boxing
football.
in quite some time. It has nothing to do with boxing. I love it.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, we want to say hello to our dear friends in the chat. My brother in Christ, Alberto. Welcome to the show, sir. Saludos, Joe, Adam, and Vito. Salutes to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. And guys, stay tuned. We also have Double T. Thomas Treiber going to be talking about this year's schedule in Riyadh season. He's the voice of Riyadh season. And Alberto also says, tell Vito, well, you can tell him yourself, good man. And he says, stay on your toes. Top Rank does not match fighters softly. Even the ones they really like, Giovanni Santillana and Gabe Flores Jr. Best of luck, Vito.
Thank you. Thank you, Alberto.
I'll tell you what, he also says this. Can you ask Vito which he would rather have next? A world title shot or a big Saudi bag from Turkey Al Sheikh?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question for you, motherfucker. You're working for the Postal Service.
Yeah, very
I
true.
think
I would take that bag, to be honest. Yeah, I would take that.
well, I feel like with the world title shot, you're gonna get a bag too. And if you win the
There it
world
is.
title, then once you defend the title is when you really make the money.
That's it. That's it. So let's
So-
just face it, guys. And Adam is right also. Adam is right also because let's just face it, the most elusive prize in boxing is becoming a big attraction and making all of the millions attached to it. That's a lot more elusive than any world title. Let's just be honest, guys. And so I tell you what, I like Vito's answer, though. That's the way you get to it. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. But my brother in Christ, Big Luke. God bless you, my friend. Good to see you on the board. He says, Vito, how about a new alias, Polish Power?
Polish Power, huh? Not bad. Not bad.
You know what? I'm kind of partial
Nah,
to
White
White Magic.
Magic.
I am.
What
I
What do you
like
guys
White
think?
Magic.
White Magic or Polish Power?
You know what? I always thought white chocolate the best one. If you're gonna use like that Russian kid from New York, he had white chocolate, and I was like, damn, that's a fucking good name.
Who? Nikita.
Yes,
Nikita. That's it. What
I always
happened
thought
to
that
him?
was- I
What
have no
happened?
idea.
Nikita's still fighting. He's still in Cops and Kids with Sosa. He should be fighting soon, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can't
what
wait to
happened
see
to
it.
Josue Vargas?
Josue Vargas?
Yeah, what happened?
Wasn't he in this year's Pride Parade? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry, guys. I need to watch my mouth. Chingao. But
Yeah.
hey, Alberto says,
No comment.
I tell you what, we love the politically correct Vito Mielnicki Jr., unlike his dad. Your dad will be all over that topic, brother. Something tells me. So Alberto says, Adam, you should switch out the Bud Lights for Tom Holland's new non-alcoholic beer, Barrow.
I don't drink Bud Lights. That's the gay beer. I don't do that. I wouldn't drink anything that's non-alcoholic either. So I'm not.
No.
taking that
Adam's holding out. He's still waiting for Vito Jr.'s new Polish
No,
vodka.
Nicky.
It's going to be coming to your stores very, very soon. Boss Man, welcome to the show, sir. He says, salute panel and chat. Smash my like. Thank you very much. Catch on replay. I'm off to support my beloved boxing Pro Box Live. They have a card tonight, don't they?
Oh yeah, they do. I'll be
Who's
tuned
on
in.
it?
Right on, guys. Right on. I tell
Najee
you what, we
Lopez
can't-
is fighting on it.
Who?
Najee Lopez.
Najee Lopez. I tell you what, we can't wait till February 8th. That's when they're going to be in San Antonio. We're going to see our brother Ramon Cardenas
Yeah.
in the main
Oh yeah,
event.
Ramon's fighting.
I tell you what, we're going to be there, guys, front and center. We're going to be ringside. Can't wait for that one. We'll get you guys all kinds of great live interviews. And we'll even give you a special commentary with my brother Adam Lopez. Oh, by the way, Adam,
Yeah.
I'm going to reveal the news tonight or right now on the show for Boxing VIP, the next card for South Park Boxing and AAA Promotions. You're going to be my color guy
Oh, really?
ringside at the next event. Yes. Congratulations, Adam.
All right. Nice.
Welcome to the team, my friend. So once again, can't start on those bironguitas, man, until after the show this time.
I'll do it. Do it
We
during
love you, Adam. Thank you, my friend. Guys, let's go to our latest Fact or Fiction. Here we go. Vito, this one's for you. Fact or Fiction, sir. David Benavidez will get thoroughly outboxed and drop a wide unanimous decision to David Osvaldo Morel Jr. on February 1st in Las Vegas, Nevada?
False, but I don't know who's gonna win. I just don't know if it's gonna happen like that.
Well, explain. How do you think it's going to happen in your mind?
I think it won't be an out like a wide unanimous decision. I don't think that. I think it's a firefight between two good fighters, two great fighters, and I could see it being a 50-50 fight. If obviously I feel like if it goes later in the rounds, I feel like it benefits Benavidez a little bit just because of his high output and his volume.
Uh-huh.
And we've never really seen Morel in like that kind of fight yet, in a high output, high volume fight.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that Morel, I see him in the gym. He's in the best shape of his life. Looks strong, looks ready, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great, exciting fight for sure.
Have
I
you
tell you,
sparred him yet?
No, I haven't sparred Morel.
no, man.
Morel's a
Honestly,
big guy, right?
look, look,
Yeah,
look,
he's
look.
pretty big.
Yeah, he's huge, guys.
Well, he's
He
fighting at
is a
75 now.
he's a biscuit
Oh
shy of
yeah,
cruiser.
yeah. Right, you're right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I'm,
is.
I'm
I don't
thinking
know
he's
if
at
Coach Ronnie would
68.
want Vito to spar with. Yeah, that's look. He's like, let's talk about this, guys, because Vito, you're going to be competing in a new weight division, the
Mhm.
middleweight division. You look big for a middleweight, and I always thought you were a biscuit shy of middleweight anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is strategic, guys. The reason why we're asking Vito to come on now and not next week or the week after that before his fight, because we want to get the most mild mannered version of Vito, not one who's getting ready to make weight. So, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
a lot
annoying.
easier this time. How are you feeling at your first middleweight, and how do you feel about your first assignment in a very good fighter in Connor Coyle?
Yeah, I feel good making this weight. I actually just had a little snack, had a little fruit snack. So,
Yeah.
no, but I eat good up until my weigh-ins in all my fights. So, this would be my first time at 160. I feel strong in the gym, feel good. It's really that last week. Adam knows where you're cutting that last few pounds that it really really sucks. But yeah. And as for my opponent, Connor Coyle, he's a good fighter. I know he's highly ranked in the WBA. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, I'm excited. It's a definitely a step up fight, and I'm excited for this test for sure.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
comes from a good background. But I mean, 34 years old. His nickname's the Kid. Yeah, he's not really much of a kid, but I'm saying like
You're sick.
he's good. I mean, he's a good. He's good. I
So
watched a
what?
little
So
bit
what do
of
you want to
him.
call him? The viejo?
Nah, I just call him the old ass motherfucker. That's what he's gonna be.
You're sick, man. You're so
So
Nah,
sick.
you're
I'm
going to
saying,
be
but
on this card
what do
on
you?
Valentine's Day, right? On
Yeah,
Friday,
what do you?
Valentine's Day. Go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, but when you watch him, what do you think are like good attributes that he does have? Because I watched a little bit of him. Um,
Yeah, I think he has
there's
like that European style that we all
yes,
know,
I was
like
about to
that
say,
in and out
yeah,
European style, and I think he sticks to that pretty well. I think he doesn't really revert from that, and yeah, I think he has like that European style, and he's pretty good at it. So should
and one of the things I was watched when I've been watching you, I mean, I watched your pro day, but I've watched all your fights. Basically, what I've seen is your progression on the inside game. Is I remember when
Indeed.
we were sparring as a kid, you never liked to do that,
yeah.
but I mean, now you look a lot more comfortable in there, and I know that's from Ronnie, Creed, all those guys, and I feel like that's probably the best thing for this guy is because I mean you're taking him into something that he's not used to.
Yeah, for sure. I
And
think, like you said, like I feel like we've never really seen him get backed up either.
yeah,
Um,
you've never seen a backup. You have the best jab out of the young light out of the young middleweights. You
yeah,
use that, and then you gain a new body attack. You gain a new element in your boxing, a new
exactly,
dimension. I think if you utilize that, it's gonna be a nice night.
for sure. I agree. Won't go into too much detail with it, but I just definitely I agree with Adam saying. Definitely gotta always make your opponent uncomfortable, put them in uncomfortable situations, see how they react, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to give you one last fact or fiction because Thomas, our brother, Double T Thomas Treiber, is in the queue. We're going to introduce him right after this. And Vito, I tell you what, it's always a pleasure, brother. And time just flies, man, when you're on the air.
Yeah,
Well, I tell you what,
absolutely.
I need to just sit back and just let Adam conduct a show with just you, man. I
Yeah,
think
right.
that I think that'd
Me
be
and
worth the
Adam could
price
go
of
on for
admission there, man.
hours. We could go on for
Yeah.
hours.
Oh, I tell you what, man. Good times, good times. I tell you what,
Absolutely.
here's the last fact or fiction for you, my friend. Jerron Boots Ennis will lose a controversial split decision to current WBA 147-pound champ Amantas Stanionis on April 12th. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction. I
Fiction.
think Stanionis is a little too inactive. And I just think Boots is on a different level. I think another great fight though. Two great fighters. I'm excited to watch that for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm excited to see your main event on Valentine's Day, and that's going to be Keyshawn Davis fighting for his first major world title, and that's against Denis Berenchik, a guy who's really crafty, very awkward from the Ukraine, and he just seems to win. What does
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis have to do to be victorious on Valentine's Day, brother?
I think Keyshawn just has to be himself,
That's what I was
not
gonna say.
get lured into any other kind of fight, and just fight his fight that night. And I think Keyshawn can fight with really anybody in the world when he's fighting his fight.
And there it is. There it is. I tell you what, let's introduce. And here it is, guys. And you've seen him on Showtime, ESPN, HBO, Showtime, Showbox, and he's called several of your fights, guys.
Yep.
My brother, the incomparable Double T, Thomas Treiber. Thomas, how art thou, my friend?
I am great, Joe. Thank you for having me, gentlemen. Really appreciate it.
Well, I tell you what, Vito, it's been an absolute blast, man, and it's just flown by way too quickly. And I tell you what, we can't wait to have you back after Valentine's Day to do your victory lap on the show with my brother Mantequilla. How do you like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Well, God bless you, Vito, and thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And work hard, man, and we'll see you in Vegas. Are you making the trip out to Vegas for the first?
No, I'm not. I won't be there.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, I won't be there.
That's
Thank
all
you
right, brother.
guys.
We will
Adam,
talk to you
I'll
after
text you.
your
All
fight
right,
on
later.
Valentine's Day, my friend. Best of luck to you, brother.
Absolutely.
luck.
Thank you guys.
I will text you.
God bless you, my friend. I'll tell you what, guys, that was White Magic. Vito Mielnicki Jr., guys, tune in on ESPN. He's going to be in your co-main event of the evening in support of his friend Keyshawn Davis, fighting for his first major world title against the always tough Denis Berenchik. But I tell you what, Thomas, I owe you a public apology, my friend.
Never. What would that be for, Joe?
Because I doubted you, brother. I doubted you, and I was doubting Thomas this time. And I was saying, you know what? I'm not sure what the future holds. I'm not sure that Turkey Al-Sheikh is all in the U.S. market. And lo and behold, you revealed the news to me. And I was so pleasantly surprised. And as a result, I am a believer now of Turkey Al-Sheikh, that he genuinely wants what's best for our beloved boxing. And he is learning this business very, very quickly. And exhibiting that are his two big fights that he's working on currently. It's not official, but Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, the rematch in October.
Nice.
And in September, the month before that, Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Oh, my word. So, I you know what? You were right, brother. I was wrong, and I'm willing to say that publicly.
Well, I think that, first of all, I think a lot of people have had kind of, mixed feelings at times about, His Excellency's involvement, Saudi Arabia, and so forth, because, all the fights, the big fights have gravitated to the Middle East. So I can understand, sometimes people questioning certain things, but absolutely, His Excellency has a great vision of making this sport recognized worldwide, globally, and he knows the importance of the U.S. market, of course, and he's going to do everything he can to bring great boxing right here to the good old USA.
And there it is, guys. And if you're not doing anything tomorrow night and you're in the San Antonio area, come out to Fuel Bar. We're going to be seeing a friend of mine's band who's going to be playing tomorrow night. And Double T and myself, we're going to be there to bring joy and festivities to everybody.
Let's go.
So
where's that at?
There it is.
Where's Fuel
There
Bar?
it is. And yes, Thomas Treiber is indeed a single man now, guys.
Let's go.
Ladies. So there it is. There it is.
Where's Fuel Bar at?
It's right there on the corner of Babcock and Eckert.
Oh, I know exactly what that's at. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the old Jules, and that's the old Tonic Bar. Yeah, so they're going to be having a great band tomorrow night. A friend of mine in they're a 90s cover band. So they're going to be playing all your favorite hits from the 90s. That's like, honestly, I miss that decade of music. I love that. So I tell you what, guys, we're moving on, though. We've got a fact. Well, let's just replay this for Thomas. He hasn't seen this yet.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
There it is. Thank you, Floyd. Thank you, Floyd. And yes, that was the real Floyd Mayweather Jr. doing that. Thank you. So, well, you guys know better. But here is Eddie Hearn is correct. Fact or fiction, Thomas. Eddie Hearn is correct when he states, Crawford Canelo is just a freak fight. Fact or fiction?
Freak fight? I'm not too familiar with. I've heard of the freak parties. So
The freak.
I don't.
I know. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
Well,
How
Did he
to
still talk about boxing?
match.
Well, I tell you what, when we have Devin Haney on the show, we can ask him about P. Diddy's freak parties. But that's not going to be talked about on this show. No. He means, now, look, guys, let's just be honest. If this were, he's not going to be saying a freak fight with Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. He's only criticizing this because he has no say or has nothing to do with this fight between, and it's very well going to prove to be the biggest money fight in the American market in 2025. And he's just saying this because he doesn't have a hand in it. Because if he did, he'd be saying this. Well, look, guys, this is for all the marbles. And, whoever wins has a claim of being the greatest fighter of this generation. I mean, can you think of a better pound-for-pound pairing other than Canelo versus Crawford? I mean, let's just be honest, guys. The ring IQ on that night is going to be off the bloody charts. And that's exactly what he'd be saying. But he doesn't. He doesn't have a hand in this. So what do you think he's saying? No, it's a freak fight. It's a one-off freak fight for a lot of money. That's all it is. That's what he's saying.
So he
sounds to me like he's sour grapes. And no, that wasn't a Michael Caine impression. That was Eddie Hearn.
Oh.
Well, I think that it's a fight that a lot of fight fans want to see. If it's tied in with Riyadh season or Ring, certainly he'll probably even have some involvement with his fighters on the undercard or maybe the co-main event. So I don't think he'd be, I don't think Eddie would be having sour grapes about the event, but I think it's a fight that everybody's been anticipating, and His Excellency, from what I understand, is doing everything he can to make sure this happens. I love it. And I love it. Look, and this is why it brings me great joy and great hope for Turki Al-Sheikh's tenure in boxing. Because, and this is why I say he's learning, because he picked the two biggest matchups that could and that are going to prove to capture the imagination of a larger mainstream and casual demographic in the American market. And that's Canelo Crawford, and that's Garcia Haney. Yep. Can you think of two other matchups or any other matchup that can touch this that doesn't include an old geriatric version of Mike Tyson? Well, only if Adam Lopez would get back into boxing. That's all I could think of at the
God
moment.
damn, you know how to butter me up. You know how to butter me up.
Well, I tell you what, you would have the greatest publicist on the earth working in your corner, my friend.
I do.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I
And
tell
there
you
it
what. So Hawker Mustang says, yeah, freak off. No. We're not going to talk about that tonight. But thank you for joining us, Hawker. We love you, brother. Refugio Garcia, welcome to the show, sir. And he says, Mr. Treiber, ask Mr. Treiber if he knows his excellency's intentions with the Saudi Boxing League.
I have heard some things about it, but honestly, I'm not 100% sure how that's going to be handled. So I certainly wouldn't want to speak on it until I have, more knowledge of it. But, it sounds wonderful, though. I think that'd be, a great thing. Anything that's going to grow the sport of boxing, especially, with boxing in Saudi Arabia, they're really trying to attract future fighters that are from the great country of Saudi Arabia. So anything that does that, I think, would be a big plus for the sport of boxing.
I tell you what, guys, I think that our beloved boxing is in very good hands at this point.
Yes.
And once again, he's made a believer out of me with this announcement of the recent schedule. And I tell you what, I really like the move of Ryan Garcia switching opponents, not going with Pitbull Isaac Cruz. Adam, we talked about this before. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a terrible idea to get him off of that year-long suspension and ready for Haney. That was a terrible matchup, in my opinion, for Ryan Garcia. I thought he was going to get knocked out. Now he's going to be taking on Rolly Romero.
Perfect. They have a backstory, everything. That's what sells the fights, are the stories, and they have a great backstory. I mean, they sparred. Ryan didn't look so good, but you could tell that Ryan wasn't as big, and Rolly kind of. I mean, in the clips, you could see that he kind of got the best of him. So I mean, that's the fight that sells. Plus, I think Rolly's a terrible trash talker, but he says some funny things. So I mean,
Look, and Thomas, I don't know if you're aware of this, but yeah, Rolly, I had the pleasure of doing a show with him as well as his trainer at the time, Coach Bullet, doing commentary with him. And I have to say, Rolly Romero, he plays the buffoon. He plays the court jester in public on social media. But he is a very good, respectful kid in private. Like I don't have a bad thing to say about Rolly Romero. I was very impressed with his character. And he is a totally different guy in public. Thomas, has that been your experience with most of these fighters as well as wrestlers during your vast tenure of the entertainment business?
Well, I mean, most certainly working in professional wrestling, the characters were usually not in any way how they were backstage. I mean, certainly some of the best characters in professional wrestling was a exaggerated version of maybe how their personality is in real life. But when you talk about, the wrestling gimmicks or characters where they're, heels and things like that, actually, they usually turn out to be the nicest guys backstage. And even with certain fighters, I think when those cameras come on, some guys like to really stir the pot a little bit to, gain more interest into a fight. And usually they're nice guys when you talk to them when the cameras are off. So, that would be my experience.
And there it is. Well, Thomas, before we get back to boxing, was there a match that you always wanted to see in wrestling that never came to fruition? I can think of one myself.
Well, I'll let you start that then, Joe. Let me think about that for a moment. What would be the fight you wanted to see?
I always wanted to.
You would be going back to those 40s and 50s, but I wasn't a wrestling fan back then.
Yeah,
Joe,
I'd be going back to Gorgeous George and Fritz von Erich, and but no, and I always wanted to see Hogan take on Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's certainly. Are you sure that didn't happen? I wouldn't.
Well, I wanted to see it in their prime, back in
Yeah.
the 90s,
Yeah.
when he had just turned heel, and Stone Cold wasn't a damaged version of himself with 2 knee braces and a back injury, right? And let's just face it, man, Stone Cold was a hobbling mess before he retired.
Yeah, he seems like he's doing pretty good, though. He stays in great shape. He's very active, of course, still in the entertainment industry. He's got a very successful podcast show. But from, compared to some other guys that look like they could barely walk, Steve looks like he's still, able to get to the gym and stay in great shape. So, I'm glad to see that. Because he was only in his 30s and he had knee braces on both of his knees, and that was probably, and I think maybe the reason he ended up having to retire was because of injuries. I know he would have kept going if that wasn't the case. But whenever I think of dream matches, of course we always think of Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3.
That was the greatest.
That was one where it was 2 iconic guys wrestling. Unfortunately, Andre's body was giving out at that time. He was dealing with some serious issues, so he couldn't wrestle the type of match he would have liked to wrestle. But, I was a big tag team fan more probably than even single wrestlers. I loved the British Bulldogs. I mean, those guys were, when I was,
Davey
12,
Boy Smith.
Oh, Davey Boy Smith, the Dynamite Kid, managed by Captain Lou Albano. But, I would have loved to have seen the British Bulldogs stay in wrestling longer than they did, because they ended up, separating. Davey Boy came back as a singles wrestler. But I would have loved to have seen the British Bulldogs continue and wrestle some of the tag teams that came up after they were champions.
I would have loved to have seen, them with some incarnation of the Horsemen.
I don't know
Arn
if
Anderson, Tully Blanchard.
Yeah.
They were at the same time, but that was right at the tail end of the British Bulldogs tenure.
And they would have had great matches if that would have happened with the Brain Busters, as they were called, managed by Bobby.
The Brain Busters. Managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. I love it. But I tell you what, though, Thomas. Last question we're going to do on wrestling right now. And I do have to. And guys, if you want to read all about Thomas's wrestling tenure, I'll tell you what, was it Boxing News out of the UK?
Yes.
Just did an amazing spot on our brother Thomas Treiber, Double T. Can you tell them about that experience?
Yeah, so Boxing News magazine is the #1 boxing magazine in the UK, and it's a weekly magazine. And I was honored to be interviewed about a month ago about doing an article on me, which they did, and I'm in this week's edition of Boxing News magazine. And we touched on a lot of things that happened throughout my life and my career. So I was very honored to be interviewed. And they put up about 4 or 5 photos of myself as well with the article. So really a big honor as someone who works regularly in the UK, and with all the great fans that there are in the UK. It's really special to me to be now, featured in Boxing News magazine.
And there it is, brother. Guys, look for that. Look for it online as well, if you can find it. Boxing News magazine out of the UK. I tell you what, congratulations, Thomas. Well deserved.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you what, long overdue, my friend. But hold on, Big Luke. Hey, thank you for hanging with us, my friend. He says, "How does a good Polak get a name like Vito?" Gotta ask his dad. Gotta ask his dad. There it is.
Hey,
His dad is named Vito.
His dad is Vito Mielnicki,
That's
and
Vito Jr.
Yeah, and
His
and
dad
Adam,
his dad is Polish. His grandpa is Polish. Pop, he's Polish. His grandma is Italian.
And there it is. There it is.
It's great family. They're so
perfect
friendly. I get messages from Vito's grandma constantly.
Yeah. Oh, brother, I tell you what, I would love to one day meet Grandma. That's amazing.
That's very sweet.
Refugio, he says, a freak fight is Conor Benn versus Eubanks, but Hearn won't admit it. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to leave that one alone. But guys, that was just made for April. Now, wasn't it on Matchroom? It's going to be on DAZN.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I believe
That's
it's
right.
April 26th. Really looking forward to that one. It's going to be, looks like I saw the bout sheet for that as well. It looks to be a really solid card from top to bottom. The return of Anthony Yard. He'll be taking on Lyndon King Arthur in a light heavyweight contest. So
Wow.
really interesting looking card there that night.
Now, I tell you what, and we're going to shift gears to the next big one that you're going to be. Now, once again, you're going to be in Detroit, Michigan. On February 2nd, you're going to be the ring announcer for Clarissa Shields, the return of the GWOAT. Are you really looking forward to that event, Thomas?
Absolutely. Look, it's in Flint, Michigan, so it's not too far from Detroit. It's about maybe a 45-minute to an hour drive from Detroit, but we'll be in Flint, Michigan. That's the home of Clarissa Shields. I don't think she still lives there, but she is from Flint, Michigan. She is a native there, so it's going to be an exciting night. And for the first time in boxing history, it's going to be for the undisputed women's heavyweight world championship. And I've been told there's never been an undisputed women's heavyweight title fight before. So excited to be part of boxing history on February 2nd.
That's right. I'll tell you what, history being made, guys, at care of Dimitri Salita Promotions. And couldn't be any happier for Dimitri having this big date on his own. He's one of the good guys in boxing. And I tell you what, at the presser, right, Andy Lee got into it with your boy, Frank Warren and Daniel Dubois. And Andy Lee uncharacteristically threw a jab at Daniel Dubois.
Nice.
Yeah, he said this. There's a lot of talk about Daniel fighting Usyk, and you fought him already. And in that fight, you went down with a jab. The fight ended off a jab, and what was going through your mind at the time? If you're in that same position with Joe, how are you going to face that? And Frank came back. He said, well, I hear what you're saying. That's a valid point. They're trying to get under your skin, Daniel, so it's a valid point. And I get that and I understand. But you know what? You've got to look at the form at the moment. And Triple D says this. Yeah, that was a completely different situation. You saw what I did in my last three opponents. And Lee comes back. When you're in the same position and under the same position, you revert back to type. Let's look at the fights. And Dubois, with that autistic power, comes back. Maybe you would revert back to type. I've seen your career. I've seen you fight. You would probably do that, but not me.
Yeah, you got to throw a jab at that point.
And you know what? And this says a lot. And you've been around Daniel Dubois for a considerable amount of time. You can't get under his skin or in his mind, can you?
Well, I have ringing out several of Daniel's fights. I just saw him at the Ring Awards in London a few weeks ago. And look, this guy is just riding high in confidence right now. Getting the win over Jarrell Miller, Hrgovic, and then knocking out Anthony Joshua in front of over 90,000 fans in his home city of London. I mean, this guy is just booming with confidence going into this fight with Joseph Parker. And I'm just super excited for that fight. I can't believe it's not even a main event. I mean, to think that that's a co-main event is just hard to believe. And it's going to take place February, a shameless plug here, February 22nd, Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. From the Kingdom Arena, main event, of course, Artur Beterbiev taking on Dmitry Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight world title. And that's going to be a great fight as well. So we'll be interested. I mean, Adam, I'm curious to hear your opinion of this heavyweight fight between Parker and Dubois. Me
and Joseph have discussed this many times on the show. I I've called Joseph Parker the biggest overachiever in boxing. 'Cause, like, he's I don't know. It's an anomaly. This guy, when you see him and you see like what he's done, he's never really like wowed anybody. But the guy always comes out victorious. It's the craziest thing because, I mean, he's done it against Andy Ruiz. That's when Top Rank got rid of Andy Ruiz. He's done it against what do you call it, Deontay. This guy always finds a way to win, and you never think this guy's gonna win. Every
Okay,
time
in the
you're like,
immortal words of Andre the Giant, hey, cheated. Hey, cheated. No, I'm kidding. That was Andre's remark to him getting pinned in WrestleMania,
yeah, like
right? And that
I
set
have
up the
no
rematch. No.
idea.
Realistically, brother, the sands of time are running thin for Joseph Parker and his
You think so?
lofty achievements in boxing. Yes. Look, brother, his claim to fame and his streak is based on the premise of him beating a shot Deontay Wilder. And what did he do? He beat him with boredom. He just moved around the ring and didn't really do anything. He won by default. And you could say the same thing with him outlasting the Big Bang Chalet Zhang from China.
Yes, that
He
him also.
basically outlasted him. He didn't do anything to win, getting floored twice, and he won by default on points, all because the Big Bang didn't throw any punches in the last 4 rounds.
That's what I'm saying. This guy is a big overachiever.
Well, I tell you what, his time has run out, and he's going to get smashed by Autistic Power Triple D. Daniel Dynamite Dubois is going to come up victorious, and he's going to win, pick up that night, the WBO interim trinket. Yes, I said it. Now let's go to the tiebreaker. Thomas Treiber. Thomas, your thoughts on both Adam and my take?
Well, I will tell you this. I saw Joseph as well at the Ring Awards. I've never seen this guy in better shape. If Father Time, if he's getting a little long in the tooth, as they say, Joseph is doing everything he can to be ready for this opportunity. He's a big, strong guy. He's a guy you don't want to look past. I know there's been some people not liking the fact that Dubois approached Usyk after Usyk beat Fury inside the ring immediately afterwards. But look, like I said, Dubois is so excited. He's so confident right now. I don't think he could help himself. And I think it really shined a lot more light on Dubois as well, because if there was maybe some boxing fans out there not really familiar with Daniel, they certainly know who he is now after he confronted Usyk after his big win against Fury. But I'm expecting it to be a lot of fireworks early. I think these guys are just going to go out there and start throwing bombs. And as we know, in the heavyweight division, it only takes one punch. So I think whoever gets the upper hand in the early rounds will end up getting the win that night.
Well, I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tremendous co-main event. Be still my heart. Yeah, like you said, that's not even the main event of the evening. That's how good this card is, guys. So once again, no excuses. Purchase it, and it's at a very reasonable price. You probably spent more at lunch today. Come on now.
Well, we know you did, Joe.
Well, of course,
I did too.
Of course, brother. Woo! Double team with the singers. I love it.
Low blow, 1 point. Low blow, 1 point.
Ah, there it is. There it is, brother. Woo! I'll tell you what, man, this is awesome. Hold on. Hawker Mustang. Thank you for hanging with Double T, my brother, and Adam Mantequilla Lopez. He says, a lot of people have been telling me that Bud Crawford is pound for pound #1, and Canelo Alvarez is very overrated. And a lot of people have been saying for years that Bud Crawford would beat Canelo. Thomas, are you at liberty to give your prediction or your assessment on this, or are you going to keep things neutral?
Wow. I mean, to me, that's a 50-50 fight. You can never rule out Canelo. I mean, he always he's going to be ready. He's going to be in great shape. the same thing with Crawford. You know, he's going to be ready. These guys are both professionals. These are two guys who are at the top of their game. So, man, that is a really tough fight to call right there. To be honest with you, I can't really pick a winner at this point. Maybe as we get closer to the fight, I'll be able to, pick a guy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to give a big shout out to my brother, SSP Diving. Thank you for joining us, sir. And also, my brother and, Big Luke, Double T.
What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
Big Luke?
I'll tell you what, and my brother, G Funky Boxing. Guys, if you're looking for a place to watch the big showdown between Benavidez and Morrell, the coronation of King David, the next big star of the American market, if you're looking for a place in Northern California, go to Mr. Tequila's, G Funky, and Lena Promotions. They're going to be staging a fight party at Mr. Tequila's. Go check it out, guys. You don't want to miss this one. He's also going to be featuring the future stars of Sacktown, the capital city, Sacramento, California. Go say hi to G Funky, guys. And also, my brother, he says, yeah, Joseph Parker is the heavyweight Keith Thurman. If he feels he won 7 rounds, he'll go on cruise control. Yeah, that doesn't do very much to inspire the fans at ringside now, does it, Adam?
Nope.
Yeah. So there it is, brother. But I tell you what, he'll be lucky if he sees round number 7 against Daniel Dubois. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. I'll tell you what, we're running out of time with our brother Double T. So I want to get your thoughts on this. Did you like wrestling? No, let me rephrase that. Did you love wrestling a lot more when kayfabe was alive and well? And what were your thoughts when Bret Hart, the Hitman, uncharacteristically destroyed kayfabe in public because of the Montreal screw job?
Well, look, I think I pretty much knew, even from my youngest years as a wrestling fan, that things were choreographed to a degree. I don't think at any point as a wrestling fan I ever thought that it was 100% legit. But I did like some of the mystique involved with professional wrestling when I became a wrestling fan. I mean, really, all you had to go to were the wrestling magazines. There were the wrestling dirt sheets where, you might hear of some behind the scenes type stuff going on. But when a wrestler would leave the WWF or the NWA, you wouldn't know why. And it was just kind of always interesting to see them pop up in another organization and things like that. But, I don't think Bret Hart really revealed anything that wrestling fans didn't already know. And I think that the Beyond the Mat documentary, I thought that was really well done. I really enjoyed it. And it was certainly an interesting scenario. But no, I don't think that, it's hurt the fans. But I think today with the internet, things have changed so much that kayfabe just became impossible.
You know what? That's a very good point. And I love how you were way too kind to Bret Hart in that scenario.
Well, he is the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be.
Yeah, I'll never forget, guys. I remember, and this is when I knew Thomas was a huge wrestling guy. I just didn't know how deep that rabbit hole extended, right? And I remember I was doing the post-fight interviews on a card that he was announcing. And he goes, man, you kind of look like Bret Hart. Has anyone ever told you that? And I was like, what the hell? Where did that come from? But you know what? In my suit and my hair slicked back and with my ponytail, yeah, I do look like an older version of Bret Hart.
You look like a long-lost Hart brother.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, man, I
Joe
can't
Hart.
wrestle like him. That's for sure. But that's when I knew, I'm like, there's something to this. Because no one without having an affinity for wrestling or being involved would come out and say that.
True.
And so that's when I connected those dots, man. But I tell you what, Thomas, it's an absolute pleasure to. And right now we're working on putting together our next big event with Boxing VIP, South Park Boxing, and AAA Promotions.
Awesome.
Adam Mantequilla Lopez is going to be my color guy for this event.
Let's
That-
go.
And as soon as that's announced, we'll let you know, Thomas, because it's always frosting on the cake when we have you doing the ring announcing, brother, and hosting the festivities.
Well, I am super excited to be working alongside you and Adam ringside. Rick Nunez, South Park Boxing, Vito Martinez, out there from Laredo. You know, they do a great job of presenting quality boxing, great matchups.
Good fight.
And I'm just super excited to get back in the ring here in the Lone Star State.
I tell you what, Thomas, it's definitely a bigger and better event with you involved, my friend. Thank you for everything you do. And I tell you what, we'll be looking out for you on Groundhog's Day on DAZN. I'll tell you what, guys, and look forward to seeing Thomas host the final press conference in the week leading up to that. Tell you what, can't wait for that as well. But Thomas, it looks like we're out of time, my friend. Any parting shots for our listening audience, sir?
No, I just want to say thank you very much for having me on. As always, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and thank you to all the boxing fans out there that chimed in on today's show. We appreciate your questions.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Thomas, always a gentleman, brother. And hey, I'll see you tomorrow night, my friend.
Sounds good, man. I'll bring my dancing shoes, brother. Let's listen to some music.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I'll get the shots. I'll get the first few rounds of shots, brother.
Ooh.
God bless you, my friend, and always flies by whenever you're on the air, my friend. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Take care, Adam. Thank you.
All right. Later, Thomas.
God bless you, my brother. I tell you what, that was always a gentleman, Thomas Treiber. And I tell you what, Mantequilla, we're not finished with you yet, brother. You're going to close us out strong.
Let's go.
We've got some more fact or fiction for you, my friend, okay?
All right.
Here it is, fact or fiction, brother. The Haney should kiss Ryan Garcia's arse and thank him for one final big payday, keeping them from further embarrassment on BLK Prime. Fact or fiction?
I mean, he's already been to a Diddy party, so I think he's willing to do more than just kiss his ass. So
What the hell?
yeah, but I'm thinking that he probably should kiss his ass because Ryan Garcia is the cash cow. And I mean, he needs Ryan Garcia more than anybody needs Devin Haney. I don't think anybody really needs Devin Haney, to be honest.
No, dude, he is lucky to be here.
He's kryptonite to boxing, to be honest. He's kryptonite. Once you start suing fighters for fighting and beating you, then I don't know. Like, it's a bad look for him. No one's gonna trust it. No one's gonna trust him. No promoter's gonna want to deal with him because then he's gonna want to sue the promoters under that. So, I mean, it's not a good look for him. He really needs to revamp his whole image.
You know what, brother? I second that, and I don't think there's any revamping. The only salve to the wound here would be beating Ryan Garcia definitively.
Yes.
That's it. And not talking shit and being gracious in victory. That's the only thing, because I'm sorry, right now, he has got the black hat on and he is easy to hate.
He's very unlikely.
He is a very unlikable guy. Look, when Floyd was talking shit, and that's who he tries to act like, he tries to emulate, and it's obvious. He even has the stutter like Floyd, and he looks like a damn fool when he does it. Yeah, I said it. And but look, when Floyd did it, it was funny. When he talked
Floyd
shit.
was funny.
He was funny. This guy is obnoxious. He's a troll. And honestly, I'd be remiss if I didn't state that, look, it's impossible for me to be neutral in this matchup.
Yeah.
I'll be able to size this up and break it down the further we go along. And when we see how these guys look in April. But I'm sorry. My only bias, and it's glaring, is if it's good for the health of the sport, I am all in. If it's bad for the health of the sport, I am wholeheartedly against it. And guys, a Haney victory at this point would be terrible for the health of the sport. Yes, I said it.
Yes. Yeah, I would. I'm saying the
So,
fight
guys,
would
I
be
am pulling out the
great.
Ryan Garcia pom-poms for this one. What say you, Adam?
Yeah, dude, Ryan Garcia all the way. I'm going for him, dude. He's great for the sport, to be honest. He's the best. He's the best mouthpiece for the sport because you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth, and uh, he has the skills to back it up. Unlike Devin, you don't know what's going in Devin's mouth. That's the crazy part. That's the gross.
Dude, fucking green M&M.
The green M&M's the girl.
No,
The red
that's right. You're the
M&M.
red. My
Oh,
apologies. You're the red M&M. That's
the
right.
red
The green M&M is Devin Haney. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
My apologies. Chink out. Oh, dude. So here we go. Let's go back to fact or fiction, guys. I'm gonna have to present you with this one because Thomas, obviously, he's going to be affiliated with this event. And yeah, he wants to play it neutral. And I understand that. Even though he's not going to be providing commentary, he just does not want to choose sides when he has to announce both fighters.
Yeah.
And he's always a professional, and I respect that incredibly. He's always a gentleman. But I'm going to present this one to you, brother. Hearn is correct when he states Crawford versus Canelo is a freak fight. Adam Lopez, fact or fiction?
I mean, is if he's saying out of spite, then he's saying it's not a good fight. I mean, I think Canelo has the advantage because he's very, very good at 75. So going down to 68 isn't that big of a deal for him. And then also Terrence he doesn't break his power up to 68. We already saw that. So
yeah, Crawford. Look, guys, and this is a much different style matchup. If you're just looking at Madrimov being a counterpuncher as well as Canelo, that's where the similarities end. Crawford is not going to have to move the ring and deal with that kind of movement from Canelo Alvarez.
yeah.
I think you're going to see a much more attractive, an aesthetically pleasing version of Terrence Crawford in this fight. But as soon as he tastes that power within the first 3 rounds, look out. He may use the entire ring and stink out the joint like he did against Victor Postal so many years ago.
I remember that. Yeah, that was supposed to be the good fight. Victor Postal was the Iceman, was fucking everybody up. And then
Hey, he was coming off of a huge knockout victory over the machine, Lucas Matisse.
oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. And then fucking that fight was supposed to happen, and it wasn't that great as we thought it was. And that was in a good time when Crawford was fighting consistently. Top Rank was putting him on Felix Diaz. He fought that guy in Dallas. Goddamn, the Puerto Rican Thomas Delorme. He fought a lot of good guys in that era.
Yeah, and he was fighting, you said it, consistently on the biggest platform of boxing at the time, HBO.
Yeah.
And then this one was thrust on pay-per-view by that jerk-off, Peter Nelson, who is solely responsible for tanking boxing on HBO.
Yeah, fuck, dude. We'll go back and look at it, and we'll be like, dude, the 2010 to 2014 era in HBO was very, very underrated. Very good.
Yep, it was excellent. It was exceptional. And then when Ross Greenberg left and Peter Nelson took over, it was trash.
Yeah.
They were trying to shove down our throats what was his name? Gosh, what was it? The Hebrew Hammer? Yeah. Come on, dude. Come on. Yeah, that was garbage. Hot garbage, man. Oh, chingo. But look, I'm bringing this up, right? Crawford Canelo. Because a lot of people that I respect and trust, they insist that this is going to be a much more competitive fight than everyone realizes. And don't sleep on Terrence Crawford, that they actually are picking him to possibly win this fight. My question is, Adam, what is he going to do when he realizes his punches don't have very much effect on Terrence Crawford? What's he going to do?
Who, Canelo?
No, my apologies. Terrence Crawford, his punches don't have effect on Canelo. What's he going to do when he realizes he can't earn his respect that way?
Fuck, I mean, just box and stink out the joint. I mean, if he can, but I think Canelo's going to find a way to get to him.
Yeah. I can't see it any other
And
way, brother.
I'm not, and I don't want people to say like, I don't want people to say like, oh, he's going for Canelo because he's Mexican. I'm a huge Terrence Crawford fan. I really don't like. I don't know. That's not I don't really like. I respect Canelo because I respect greatness when I see it. But I'm just like, I am not a big fan of his. But I don't see it. I mean, with watching Terrence Crawford go up to 68, fighting Madrimov, doing like so with him, and not carrying the power, it's kind of hard to go against Canelo.
Yeah, look, and we're going to bring this up again. Once again, I told you guys how David Benavidez could have gotten this fight. And instead, he chose to take the public route, and that does not sit well with anyone, especially Canelo. Anyone in that position. Let's just face it. He lives by the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. And that's the way it's always been in boxing, a sport of the haves and the have-nots. So when G Funky sent me this, I wasn't surprised because I've been telling you guys that this was the case. And very few of you guys believed me. So Canelo, and once again, I spent an entire camp with Canelo when he was preparing for Floyd. And I knew this about him. And this is what he had to say on David Benavidez. You know, when somebody approaches you like that and calls you out like that, you don't need to give them money. That's it. Adam, if Devin Haney needed a fight and you were in his weight class and you were the guy in charge, you were the guy who could pick and choose anybody to be in the ring with you and it'd still be a big selling event, would you want to make Devin Haney his biggest payday to date?
And this is after he fought Ryan Garcia the first time?
Anytime.
Okay.
Anytime.
Well, I mean, if I'm Ryan Garcia, first off, Devin Haney really can't talk at all, so it doesn't really matter what he says. It's not going to come out right.
Yeah.
And then also, like just like Ryan, we all like a lot of. I saw it. I'm like, Devin Haney's not that good. He's just going to get good guys for him. As soon as he gets somebody.
Hold on. Let's go back to point because this is drifting off a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going off.
My point is, can you blame Canelo?
You cannot blame Canelo because he's the kingmaker. He's the money. You can't. If he has the power to wield, if he has the power and he can wield it, he can wield it. Like he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
And if you want to fight with him, well, you'd better send him a nice fruit basket.
You gotta kiss.
You better kiss his ass.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it. It's not that difficult to understand, guys. Because in the reality of this, okay, bad blood aside, that's for the fans and the media in attendance. The bad blood, all of the shit talk.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist, right?
Yes.
Within the business of boxing, for all intents and purposes. When you sign on the dotted line, you are business partners. And you're going to do whatever you can to sell the fight. And that's not the way it works behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, you know what? If you really want to fight with Canelo Alvarez, you better not be trashing him in the media. He's going to tell you the same thing he told Boo Boo Andrade. That's why Boo Boo didn't get that fight. Hey, get the fuck out of here, man. I can fight anybody. And I'll still make money. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Very true.
He'll tell you that to your face. So, guys, lesson learned. If you want to fight with Canelo, well, you better be gracious and you better be grateful and you better be humble. Otherwise, you're not getting that big payday. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Hawker Stang has the beat. It could be Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo all over again. Yep. That's exactly the way it's going to look after the first 3 rounds. Terrence Crawford's going to be like, oh, shit, man. I'm not going out like a bitch.
Yeah.
Forget it. That's the way it's going to look, guys. Sorry. Hate to say it. We got about 14 more minutes left. Adam, let's do one more fact or fiction. Here it is.
Okay.
Fact or fiction, sir. Keyshawn Davis will never get the Tank Davis fight he greatly desires.
Yeah, I
Fact or
don't
fiction?
think so. I mean, Tank Davis is kind of the king, kind of a kingmaker, but not in like I don't know. I don't know how to fucking explain it. He's not. He's a kingmaker because he gets a lot of eyeballs. You get
But
the
he's not on Canelo's level
yes.
of
He's
attraction.
like
He's not.
he's
Not
like
even close.
he's like a farm, not farm league, but he's like triple A
Yeah,
league.
let's just face it, guys. In order to be successful at the box office, he needs an attractive B-side.
Yeah, he
He
does.
needs an attractive dance partner.
Canelo can just fight.
How have his pay-per-views performed without Ryan Garcia?
Subpar, like par.
Not good. Not
Yeah.
good, guys. Where it doesn't even justify his lofty purse demands at this
Yeah, like
point.
Vito said, Canelo could fight the wall and it'd still get 400,000 buys.
Yeah, he could shadow box.
Yeah.
And it would still get a lot of interest. Tell you what, guys. Yeah. So lesson learned to you guys. Benavidez, be humble next time. Because I guarantee you, if he had actually approached him privately and said, this is what we're proposing. This is going to be the biggest fight of the year. This is going to be an historic undertaking. We will do this for only $5 million. You take it all. We just want the opportunity. And we want to do something for the fans. What do you say? I've always had a respect for you, Canelo. You are the face of boxing in America.
Yeah, you got to
Please grant me my opportunity because I feel I am the most deserving at this time. If he had presented it like that, guys, we would have already seen this fight. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Your thoughts, Adam?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he just has to kiss the ring. And I mean, it's not like Canelo is bigger than boxing at this point. I mean, he is the face of boxing. He's bigger than the sanctioning bodies. He's bigger than any promoter. I mean, Turkey's has a whole country behind him and trillions of dollars. But I mean, as far as the sport goes, Canelo is the sport. So I mean, I just think you gotta be real political when working with Canelo. And I mean, it doesn't matter, dude. Kiss his ass, kiss the ring. You're gonna get millions. You're gonna get
Oh, Chingao. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it, guys. It's very well said by Adam Lopez.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, that's just the way it is, guys. That's the way it's always been. And it stopped being handled like a sport when you introduce the IBF and then a fourth sanctioning organization. And then you could have guys be champion for 10 years and not fight a damn person. Like Sven Aki. Remember Sven Aki from Germany?
No, I remember.
He retired. Exactly.
I remember Felix.
He retired undefeated.
Felix Strom, and then I remember Bernard Hopkins.
Felix Sturm. Yeah.
For a little bit. Bernard Hopkins was fighting like a bunch of no-name guys before he got his big fights with De La Hoya and De La Hoya, I think. He's fighting like fuck. I can't remember the names. That's the crazy. That's what it was. You can't remember the names, but they were a bunch of like no-name guys. But he was fighting them, and they were on like pay-per-view cards too. They would always be the co-main events.
Hey, brother, have you seen the latest edition of Oscar De La Hoya's?
No, I did not watch Clapback. I was gonna watch it for the show, and I fucking.
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna do it and get your live. We'll get your live take right now, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready to see Mantequilla's live take?
Let's go.
I know I am. I can't wait to see it. Here we go, guys. We're gonna let me know when you can see this, Adam. Now let me turn the volume up.
Okay, it's loading. Okay, I can see it now.
All right, very good. You can see it. Here we go.
This clapback is dedicated to the worst manager in boxing history, Bill Haney. Something we can all agree on. I want to start by saying, I'm so sorry for Devin Haney. We hardly ever hear him speak because his daddy does all the talking. Sure, Devin had a bad loss this year, but it shouldn't have been career-ending. It all could have been easily fixed if it wasn't for his father and manager, Bill, who single-handedly turned it all into a more toxic situation than Chernobyl. All Devin had to do after the losing to Ryan Garcia last April was say, he beat me. I couldn't block his left hook. And then get back in the gym. But instead of focusing on a comeback fight in 2024 and teaching his son how to block the left hook, Bill felt it was a better idea to have Devin sue Ryan Garcia for battery and emotional distress. To sue Golden Boy, to sue the New York State Athletic Commission to get Devin's loss expunged from his record.
What?
The rematch is set to happen this October, but under one condition. The Haneys must drop their bullshit lawsuit against Ryan and Golden Boy. And of course, the Haneys are willing to drop it because they had no case whatsoever. And Devin Haney, from one fighter to another, you have to take control of your life and career and fire your father. Everyone in boxing stood by and watched what happened this year. A year in which you were supposed to shine. You are now a punchline. Everyone sees he's the problem. Hell, he didn't even stop the fight against Ryan Garcia when your jaw was broken and you were on the canvas. I hope you can come to your senses and decide to save yourself and part ways with your current management before it's truly too late. Sadly, it might be already. This clapback.
And there it is. There it is, brother. I tell you what, Adam, your thoughts is, did you hear anything
That was wrong.
that you have a dispute with that Oscar said?
Oh, he was 100% right. I was kind of upset that it was only on one subject. I wanted him to go say something else. And he didn't say Canelo, fuck you at the end. I was waiting for that.
Well, you know, this might not be the entire thing. I might just have found this one.
No, I think that's the entire thing. But
you think that was the whole thing? It was about 2 minutes long.
Yeah, that's a long video. Yeah, he didn't say anything wrong. It was 100% true. Devin Haney never talks to himself, or never talks to himself. He can't do that. But I mean, he never talks to the media. You never hear him talk. I think people pointed out that he has the same stutter as Floyd, and that's by design.
Yeah, it's fake. It's fabricated, guys.
I've always said that they've always been trying to just like feed off Floyd. They always compare him. They always compare him like looks and everything, the style and the same speech pattern. So when you hear him speak, you go, "Oh, that's Floyd," and they go, "No, it's Devin Haney. Oh, wow, he's a great fighter." But I mean, he's not Floyd. He's not Floyd. He doesn't have the skills as Floyd. So I mean, I've always recommended fighters just be their own person. That's more entertaining when you see somebody be themselves.
I tell you what, next time you start fighting, brother, Red M&M. Red M&M is your moniker. There it is. I'm just messing with you, Adam. I tell you what are you doing this evening, Adam? Because I tell you what, I'm going to take a short break. We've already been on the air for almost 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind reconvening and watching some boxing, talk about the Pro Box card. What do you say, man? And about maybe at 9 o'clock, maybe?
Yeah, I might jump on. I gotta see what Babe Lopez got anything planned, but yeah.
Don't forget, if you're in the San Antonio area, guys, it is indeed restaurant week. That means you have special prefix menus at places like Morton's, Ruth's Chris, Aldino's, all the best places in town. And they have special priced prefix menus. Nice. 3-course and 4-course on some occasion, like at Saltgrass. And it's less than $40. The one at Saltgrass is $39. I had that the other day. And I'm going to be enjoying tomorrow The one at Morton's for only $55. How do you like that?
Sick. Good deal.
And there it is. And there it is, brother. So in case you're interested, I can send you the website guide so you can pick out your favorite restaurant you guys want to go to and take Babe Lopez. And when you
Good.
come back, let's have some Sweet Amber and let's talk boxing a little bit more, okay?
That sounds good. All right.
All right, brother. And there it is. Hold on. Hawker Mustang wants to leave us with this nugget saying Paulie Malignaggi was better than Devin Haney. You know what, brother? He is a 2-division world champion.
Not a bad take.
And he actually beat guys.
And he could
beat
actually talk.
guys.
Yeah.
And he can actually speak for himself. Yes, I'll second that.
Yeah.
And there it is. Carlos R., thank you for joining us, brother. And if you missed any part of the show, go ahead and rewind right now. We had a great show. We want to thank Vito Mielnicki Jr. for being our special guest and a long-anticipated reunion with Adam Lopez, his brother, and also my brother, Double T. Guys, once again, we're going to be out promoting the lovely Sweet Science. A friend of mine's band's playing at the Fuel Bar on the intersection of Babcock and Eckert. We're going to be there spreading the cheer, spreading the joy, spreading good tidings among our boxing brethren. And so there we're going to be there. We also want to give a special shout out to my brother, Warlock Boxing. Thank you for joining us, sir. And Jump Tube also says this. I just don't see Bud taking the power as long as Canelo will take Bud's power. Honestly, Jump Tube, I think Canelo's look, with his defense, with his chin, I don't see that being a factor ever in this fight. In fact, I don't see Terrence dumb enough sitting in the pocket with him ever.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't see that either.
I see him trying to stink out the joint for 12 rounds. It's going to see, we could go on and on about this because this is going to be a huge event. And what has boxing done lately whenever it's a huge event? It falls short of anticipation.
Very true.
And I can't see this one playing out any differently. This is why I am really looking forward to circling on my calendar in October, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, because that one is going to produce fireworks again. And Ryan, I can just say this, brother, don't be doing the butt roll to Devin Haney. Dude, stop it. Learn how to do the shoulder roll or don't do it at all. That's it.
Yeah, you got to
I
stop
said
that.
it. That's just downright gay. Guys, we'll talk more about this, guys. And once again, we want to thank you guys for joining us and hanging with us for 90 minutes. Your parting shots for our listening audience, Adam.
Nothing. I mean, we had a great show. I mean, I wish we could get Vito on fucking for the Pro Box card. That would be nice. Fucking commentary.
Yeah, dude, but he's I don't know if he's
busy.
gonna want to hang with us when
Uh,
you and I both partake in some social lubricant and he can't.
Yeah, that two fucking buzz guys talking boxing is probably fucking annoying when you're not. These guys are retards. I don't know why.
Los calls it Ryan Garcia's booty roll, not the shoulder roll. Yeah, man, that's not a good look. Not a good look, guys.
If it's got a
almost
booty
gives-
roll, that Devin Haney is all about that, dude. Fuck.
No, Chinga, stop it. Oh, yuck, Mantequilla. That's disgusting. Something tells me you use Mantequilla for something other than spreading on your toast, too. I'll ask Babe Lopez next time I see her. God bless you.
Butter it up,
Here's-
Bond.
Here's to the red and green M&M. God bless you both. My favorite couple on the earth. God bless you, brother. And I tell you what, thank you, Adam, for gracing us with your presence. Well, hopefully we'll be able to talk to you later on this evening.
Yep.
We've had a couple of shots of Sweet Amber, and I hope you guys can join us later on this Friday night. God bless all of you guys.
Hey, guys.
Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Affordable Dentures proudly presents Adam Mantequilla Lopez.